Hey y'all. Okay, so we are going to do a moon reading today. So we're about to have a new moon in Aquarius tonight, 9:48 p.m. for Pacific, which is 12:48 a.m. I guess technically February 1st for East Coasters. And here we are in the threshold of February, which is so nuts. So I decided that every couple weeks, because it's my spiritual practice, to release these moon readings. And it's just about like collectively, whoever watches this, whenever you watch it, might just be an energy reading for you. But if you work with the moon, then this will just give you some, I guess, some guidance, spiritual guidance for us on what to, I guess, think about for the moon's energy that during that cycle. And without going too astro on you guys, I know my birth chart. So I know what area of life this is particularly showing up in. If you go to astro.com, it is a free, service. And I don't know how comfortable you are about providing your birth date and your time and your place of birth to a, free website. But, I do the best I can on my password and just hope, Russians already have the rest of my information. So I thought, what the hell not? At least I'm able to get a birth chart. So, and it does matter on the time. So I got it from my birth certificate. And unless you have a interesting family story that your parent really remembers the moment you were born and knows that the birth certificate is wrong, go with the one that your parent, says. Go with what you feel. But because it can change the houses of your birth chart. And that might not make sense to people who are new, but don't worry about it. But you'll learn. You can at least start moving toward getting to know your birth chart, which I've just found it beautiful. It's like a snapshot of the sky at the time, the exact moment you were born, and where planets are in the sky, like says something about your soul plan. Anyway, that's what I've decided to, that's what's resonated for me in terms of a belief. So I go along with that. So I have protected myself, grounded myself, set intention. I'm asking for the highest and best message for us, for everyone's good, for the highest and best, if I can say it. I usually say it like this: to help, to heal, to love, to serve, for the highest and best of all involved. And so that's my intention, and I know who I'm talking to with the divine, and so let's just see what the messages are. I'm just going to pick 3. I know I'm picking from this deck. This is the back side of it, and it's Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. It's a great little oracle to start with if you guys haven't done that. It's just nice. It's almost like prayer work to me, and just kind of set my intention, and then I blindly pick, or I sometimes what I call check it, which is just like, and I just hate hurting my cards, so I'm trying to pick nowadays. So okay, so I'll just show you guys if you guys hear any dogs in the background, sorry, I've got some doggies. Everyone wants to come out. There's the first one. This is so awkward, but I want you guys to see that I'm not, I'm just picking it out. 2, 3. Oh, okay, on the bottom of the deck, it's encouraging. We're about to get a little leg up. What? I'll take that. Okay, and so also we're about to move, like, after the 3rd or 4th of February into, like, all planets being direct, which is, it's movement. And so anyway, Aquarius, innovative, eccentric, like, let your freak flag fly kind of feeling, freedom, independence. I also kind of think of it as like One Love, Bob Marley kind of feel, with community and all that kind of stuff, like a well-working, like commune. Okay, first is blessed, and that's just trust in the knowing that. To me, I think of my foundational belief that there is a source, there is a divine source connection out there, and that they whatever, is there to bring me blessings, to bring me my highest and best. Like, I know this. Like, that is a foundational truth. Even if shit hits the fan, I understand, and I release to this idea of somehow this was in my plan, this is for my highest and best. And I just relax in it. So even if shit happens, you might still see a WTF face, but I will circle back to, okay, if we're supposed to pay $5,000 for a whatever, more taxes this year, okay, great. It's like, Well, I won't say great, but I'll be like, I can do it. Okay. And then I have exchanging gifts. Now, to me, this is very Aquarian too. It's like, so I'm almost getting intuitively, like the blessed thing is also looking at your life and being like, okay, I have things to share. And the exchanging gifts is like, how can I share them? How am I holding myself back from sharing them with the community, the greater good, right? And so exchanging gifts is also saying that as you do that, each one of us who steps forward with gifts, it's like someone else sees it like, okay, I can maybe be that brave to do my gift. Maybe I will go, open my crystal shop or open my candle shop or open, it doesn't have to be a metaphysical arts thing. It could be like, maybe I will go volunteer for, some sort of organization to go give, medical services abroad, that kind of stuff. Like maybe I will do this philanthropic kind of thing. Yeah. So just kind of open your mindset and think about what happens, what pops up there in terms of knowing that you're taken care of, right? Knowing that this is all about goodness and this is all about probably goodness to share with others, right? It just kind of makes sense, like on a morality side, like of course we're supposed to be blessed and to share it with others. Like that just seems like I don't even need to cite authority for that one, Listen to me, cite authority. Sound like I'm making a legal brief. But exchanging gifts is like we're not meant to just like keep that in a sealed box. Like we're supposed to open up the freaking box and share it. And maybe it's your story, of you being truthful about something in your life. And like that just helps everyone else be authentic too, So think about that. And the last one is being flexible. And that to me usually means that you got to be flexible in how this is going to come out. Like it's not going to just be, neat and orderly in terms of like, I did not expect to have to start a YouTube channel when I started a podcast. I was like, I can just be a voice. I can just stay away from any, I'm really private, ironically. And so here you are seeing me to do this was like, stepping out, and I had to be flexible because I was just feeling led. I just felt led to do it. And I think that flexibility, when we do that, we're just brought into like our soul's path. Like we're more solidly moving into the good movements there. We're not like refusing to go down where we're destined to. And so that seems to be the simple message. So I'm not getting much more than flexibility, and all this is a leg up. Like it's a leg up of your path. Like going forward, your happiness, your inner happiness. Like there is something in your life that you're meant to share. And as much as you receive hearing authenticity and things and beautiful things from people, like it inspires you somewhere to share it as well. Like, I don't know if that's poetry. I don't know if it's a budding book inside of you that you need to do, that you just have never sat down enough to like really take time to do it. But like you should do it. And then just like be flexible about how that's really going to work. Like, don't just like fight it in your mind. Like, this is never going to work. I work 40 hours a week, plus do child, daycare, X amount after work. And then I only have like 30 minutes to myself. It's like being flexible and like really just kind of relaxing then on how you like put this into practice, and like maybe do 30 minutes of writing at your, well, I hate to be like, go to your car and write like a little hermit, like, but your budding like dream needs to be expressed somehow. And maybe there's some way that you're not looking at your schedule or your life to fit these things in. And that's important because these little things that we do for ourselves help reduce like crazy energy of like being unhappy, or like that whole like wake up. You think you're doing fine, and then like you have a moment you're like, I'm really actually pretty depressed, and I just wasn't looking at it. When you do these things, like exchanging gifts, being flexible, let me start doing something, like when you engage in this, you like release that pressure of like you're like healing the depression without probably haven't realized you've been depressed. And then you're like, oh, I'm feeling better and better. At least you're like on the path to healing through this, I'll call it energy work, but through these motions of really actually putting it into your schedule and moving forward on your dreams. Even just thinking about a dream. Oh, Jesus loves me. Like being a mom nowadays, like I remember like a couple years ago being like, oh my God, I haven't really thought about what I want to get accomplished. Like I really hadn't. Like, what do I want to do for myself? Not thinking of myself as a mother or an attorney, anything like job related and money making ways. Like, what do I want? What feeds my soul? And like, am I bringing that into my life? And so just little things, like I started getting little travel watercolor set, a little travel drawing pad to like, and I had all my supplies where I could go draw on the beach if I wanted to, or draw wherever we were, and just like sketch it quickly. Even if I was waiting in line for, picking up my kid, like I could just get some drawing out. And that's the whole thing. I was being flexible with it and doing it when I could. And I mean, I'm not like I'm not like the tip top of this skill, but I at least kind of started releasing the pressure on it. Sorry if you guys hear my dogs. It's just these dogs are in and out in my life right now. In and out of my room, in and out of the house. So if you hear things, it's all right. I let them free roam. So I don't know why, but I feel like one more card. So this is going to be just like whatever. I feel like it's something else here. I'm just going for it. Okay. The card is orphaned. Such a bummer one. I'm like, let me get one more card. Let me get a happy card. And they give me freaking orphaned. This is when usually I stop doing cards for myself. I'm like, obviously this is not the day to do cards. Just kidding. I can take bad news. But no, what it is actually a self-limiting belief probably within us. I can't draw. I have never been to art school. I don't even know my ass from a watercolor set when I go into an art store. I pretend like I know what I'm doing in those stores. Like I don't. I wait for just like really good descriptions on the product and I'm like, okay, I'll try this. I have no idea if that brand is good. I'm just going to start. Sorry, allergies. But this is what comes and interferes with this beautiful plan. Like we have so much to share and we can feel like, but it's always failed for me before. Like, this isn't going to work out good. These are those thoughts. Like, I've always been hurt before. Like, love doesn't ever work out for me. Or when I choose love, or when I choose a partner, when I choose a friend, when I choose whatever, like, it just doesn't work out for me. Those are the thoughts that it stops us from exchanging our gifts. Man, you know what? I decided, I don't know if it's turning over 40 or what. Like there was just some emotions I decided I didn't want to feel on my deathbed. And I seem to always compare like feelings in this way. Would I rather be thought a fool for releasing moon oracle readings out into the general public in the world? Possibly, anyone can see this. Or would I rather have the, to me, more painful feeling of having never tried and being like, oh, I wish I would have started that channel. Oh, I wish I would have written that book. And those things are just, that regret line is just so painful for me. Like, I just can't do it. I can't do that anymore. And so if it feels brave and scary, I'm just going to go for it. Like I just started rock climbing again recently. I fucking love it. And every time I'm like, holy shit, I'm not going to do this. I can't. And then I got to stop my train of thought, breathe, re-chalk my hands, clap them out a couple times, get the F on the wall and just start going. And by the time I have gone up 2/3, I usually can take a break. I'm like, okay, it's too far down now. I got to just get it done. But I'm like, and then when I get down after finishing it, I'm just so freaking stoked that I got up on the wall and I did it. Even if I had to like, what I call rainbow climb, hit other colored things, I couldn't quite do I don't care. Like just the fact that I got up to the top, oh my God, there's just such a rush. And so I feel like that is what I have to remember for like my life on other things. especially when it comes to authentically showing up and being out there and exchanging. I am not poised to be one to be like, stay in your front living room forever. Close the curtains and just, that's life. Like, you got to bust out. You got to share with community. I think that the whole purpose of life largely is to love each other and to figure out how to love more, be open to love. Like, it's like love. And you don't get that more and more if you isolate or if you keep things to yourself. We have to break open more and we have to share. And I just think it's really important to look at yourself, look at where you're holding yourself back on sharing, and break open, man. Or do a backflip. I don't know what this imagery is supposed to be, but it's like, be flexible. Like, and then I think in flexibility, we know that it's a little awkward. It's going to be a little difficult. We're going to feel feelings about doing things, sometimes even regret, right? Like, I can post something and be like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have said quite that much about it. Like, ooh, that was a little too much of my insides coming out there. Like, but you know what? It's just truth and who I am. And like, again, I go back to how I would feel on my deathbed. And I do not want I want less shades of regret. I'd rather have more foolery, more feeling like a fool of having, yeah, that was so fun and silly. And yeah, it didn't work out versus I never tried. And everybody's like, I mean, that's a real common thing, but like, really focus on that. Like, sit with it on various things in your life. If you want to be in some humanitarian aid thing and go abroad, think about it realistically about planning it. Start like, what do I need to, let me look into the requirements. Let me look into the financials of that. Let me just put some movement into it. See where energy might meet you. So that is the new moon Aquarian reading that we got for today. It's kind of interesting. I was talking about humanitarian stuff because that's very Aquarian, like that, like age of Aquarius. That's, like I said, like the happy, well done communal situation, not the shit communals that are, that failed, but the good ones that are like, anyway, I won't go on. Like, I can make this reading really awkward, but anyway, anyway. All right. Y'all have a great new moon. I'm so glad you watched this. Thanks for being here. And I hope you found some of this helpful and healing, and have a great February. I'll talk to you soon.